okay. We're going to have a good time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage your host for tonight. It's Simone Springer.
Guys, how many of you got a drink? Make some noise. Where's the sober drivers? Oh, you are having way less fun than everyone else. Look at you. Me? Yeah, no fucking way. All right. No, whereabouts do you live? Tell the group. Yeah? Fuck no. All right. No, definitely not. Jesus.
I live in Bunbury, but anyway.
You live in... That's fucking worse. What is it? I was saying before, Geraldton's a shithole. Fucking Bunbury, I tell you what. No, obviously you're having a couple of drinks there?
No, I'm so...
It's her birthday!
Ah, she's full drunk. Give her a round of applause. Birthday girl! Woo! Birthday girl's getting fucked up and needs a ride home. Anyone heading to Yanship? Or Bunbury. That is definitely different. Why did you pick two places so far apart?
They're both very close to my heart.
They're close to your heart. Ah, she's a trash bag deep in her core. Good on you. We love you. We love you. Do you think when you get drunk, is this your real self? Do you reckon this is your real self?
No, I need to be like this to put up with my friends tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now, I had a friend who said to me recently, I think you're your real self when you're drinking, like your authentic self. And I was like, oh shit, I hope not. Because that means my real self is willing to eat a kebab off the floor, call the cop orificer, and shit in a car park all on the same night. Don't worry, I've got a bit of Bunbury in me too. Is there anyone else here who has tattoos, by the way? Do you have tattoos?
Yeah.
Of course you fucking do. Name one. What have you got? Yell it out.
Oh, big Bali.
Bali. All right, anyone got any non-shit tattoos? I shouldn't actually do that. I've done that before. I've said to someone, anyone got any non-shit tattoos? I looked down, right, the guy had a portrait, and I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Is that a portrait in memory of your grandmother? And he goes, grandmother, it's a portrait of my wife. I'm like, oh, my condolences. What do you do in a situation like that if somebody gets a tattoo that's that bad? Because they can't ask for their money back. I was thinking all those things in my head, and then I looked down, I saw his wife, it was spot on. But it is weird, we're all getting tattoos now just to remind ourselves of stuff, and it's not like we're ever going to be in the middle of getting mugged, look down and be like, oh yes, be brave. You know, be out at a club, making out with a guy, see a name Nathan. Oh shit, that's right, I'm married!
Don't get Nathan.
Fuck Nathan. All right, no, we find our kids' names, you know, Jaden and Chantel. We're like, oh, shit, I'm a bogan. But I have done that thing before. I was like, anyone got any non-shit tattoos? There were 4 guys, right? They all put their hand up. And I was like, oh, okay, what do you guys get? And they were the same. They were like, oh, we got matching tattoos in Bali. I was like, non-shit tattoos? You guys got matching hepatitis. And I was like, okay, what did you guys get? And they all got the Southern Cross. I was like, guys, you didn't get matching tattoos with each other. You guys got matching tattoos with the population of Rockingham. For the record, when I'm in Rockingham, I say Bunbury.
What's your tattoo?
Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have talked to you now. All right, go on.
She's asking, not me. I'm asking, what's your tattoo?
My tattoos, I got heaps of them. They're pretty shit too. You know, they're all... No, they're not. I paid money for mine. I didn't exchange drugs. Okay. I'll tell you one more thing before I go. I want to tell you my favourite thing that ever happened when I was doing this tattoo bit. I had this super drunk woman just walk straight up on the stage and she was like, I have a tattoo, much like this one. I have a tattoo. And I was like, all right, what have you got? She goes, I want to show you, but I have to take my pants off. I was like, okay. She pulled her pants down. It was on her shoulder. No, she had one on her shoulder. She wanted to show me one on her inner thigh. It was a shell on her inner thigh. And she goes, ask me why I have it. And I was like, okay, why do you have it? And she goes, because if you put your ear to the shell, you can smell the ocean. True story, that one was Byford. All right. Are you guys ready for your first act of tonight? Give it up for Nicky Wilkinson.
5 o'clock, it's a bit early for comedy, isn't it, really? It's a bit early. No, okay. Someone just likes doing things at 5 o'clock. It's good. We're not here to fuck spiders, are we? Classic Australian saying, isn't it? We're not here to fuck spiders. I feel like that saying only exists because at some point someone was there to fuck spiders. Don't you imagine that? That's a netball weekend away gone wrong, isn't it? Just walking on your teammate. Fucking hell, Jenny! Step away from the huntsman! She's just there taking advantage of all 8 legs, you know, she's got 2 over the shoulders, cup around their hips, mixing a G&T, got a durry on the go. She's getting a foot massage. Sayings and rules only exist because at some point someone, a human, fucked up, innit? You know, on the side of a bottle of bleach, do not drink. At some point some fuckhead drank bleach, that's why. Yeah, that guy, that's why. That's why we need to have it written down. In the office kitchen, you know, next to the toaster, there's a sign that says, do not put foreign objects in this toaster. Because at some point, that guy put his cock in the toaster. That's what happened. Who's got kids? Fucking misery in that sound. Yeah. Who's not got kids? It's just more joyful, isn't it? That's why you're happy. I'm not having kids. My boyfriend, right, he had a vasectomy last year. Yay, I know. So it's not on me anymore, right? I can stop taking the contraception. I'm 42, I'm probably barren. Anyway, I've had the sorry, don't look at you. The Marina coil, you know, the IUD, the coil goes up there. No idea. It's like, are you on the male pill? Marina coil, right, goes up there in the uterus, in the womb, and because he had the vasectomy, right, the last year, right, I had it yanked out by a doctor. I think he was a doctor anyway. He looked like a sex offender from a Louis Theroux documentary. Or like every Australian male politician, you know, that fucking face you want to punch. He was, the doctor was working on reception this day, right? No word of a lie, there must have been short staff, so he signed me in, sent me through. He said, right, I'm coming. So I'm going to grab hold of it, count to 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to yank it out. His words. 1, 2, 3. He went out to cough, 1, 2, 3, and the doctor went, oops. Oops. It's not what you want to hear from a doctor, is it? Oops. He slipped. We went again. 1, 2, 3, pulled out. Fuck, it was so painful. Women, anyone had the Marina coil? Yeah, no, is it still up there? Just leave it if it is, it'll probably disintegrate or something. It's fucking 5 years up there. Pulled it out, cough. Held it up to the light, the doctor, he held it up to the light and he did this, he went, woof, that really needed to come out. Yes, so would you if you'd spent 5 years up my anchovy trench? Just fighting off the jizz, back off, get out. We don't want you in here. What was it like up there? You don't know, man. You weren't there. You don't understand. So painful, right? He went back out to reception. He's typing up the notes. A few patients have gathered by this point. So he said this to me in front of everyone. He went, do you know what? You've got a very deep uterus. Deep uterus? What are you supposed to do with that information? Is it even a compliment? It's like a cavernous hole. It's like the Grand Canyon. Anyway, this was last year. I had a bit of a think about it because, like, I mean, there's a bit of a rental crisis at the moment, isn't there? So, I put it on Airbnb. It's a womb with a view. I've had 89 5-star reviews already. Dave really loved the place, but he was a bit disappointed he couldn't get in the back door. It's very spacious, you know, so I can accommodate up to 3 people. More upon request. It's pet friendly. Too far. Thank you very much. Enjoy the...
Keep that energy up. Give it up for Mike Neven.
Bunch of fucking mad dogs. Out for some early Saturday evening laughs. Love it. Good on yous. Pumped up. ready to roll. I feel like a lot of you are looking at me right now, which is not unusual given the format. I know what some of you are thinking too while you're sitting there looking at me. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, have a look at this legend. Rocking a mullet mustache combo. And he's wearing glasses. It's an interesting configuration, isn't it? Because you look at me straight away, your first thought is, fuck yeah, he definitely enjoys getting on the bags with the boys. But I reckon he's also got a favourite author. It's true. It's true. I do have a favourite author, and I enjoy getting on the bags with the boys. So dress for the job you want. That's what my career guidance counsellor told me. Bags, big fella, that is a slang term for cocaine. I figured maybe you didn't know. Sitting there looking at me like I broke into your house and did your dishes. It's good to be in Perth. Nice to be doing a gig for a room of mostly English speakers. I was in Japan a couple of months ago, did some gigs over there, which was fun. That's the 6th Asian country that I've now gigged in. I've done gigs in Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, and Japan. Never done a gig in China, but I figure that's just a waiting game. Like once they invade, technically, this is a gig in China, isn't it? Went to Japan with my daughter for a little dad-daughter holiday, which was nice. I said to her, we got some money saved up, mate. We can go overseas for a holiday. Where do you want to go? And she looked at me and she just went, not Bali. I said, mate, that wasn't my fault, okay? That guy with 3 bum bags sold me some dodgy endone and I never would have crashed the scooter into a hotel otherwise, all right? Stop bringing it up. I'm like, okay, not Bali. Where do you want to? She said, I want to go to Japan. I'm like, Japan, cool. Because I like the food. I've enjoyed the porn for many years. Let's go to Japan. Obviously, I didn't say that out loud to my 15-year-old daughter. Like, why would she care what sort of food I like? No, I thought, let's go to Japan. We'll have a unique, interesting cultural experience that we can't get here in Australia. I said, what do you want to do in Japan? And she went, I want to go to Universal Studios Osaka. And I was like, fuck. I realise now what I should have said was we can go to Japan and have a 2-week holiday, or we can have 1 day at Universal Studios Osaka, but we can't afford to do both. Because that place is a fucking rip-off. Should have known it was a rip-off because they're too happy when you walk in. And this is not a racist thing, this is just exactly how the Japanese staff at Universal Studios Osaka behave. Okay, you're walking up to the front gate and they're just like, oh, hello, konnichiwa, hello, come in. Right, and I've had a job, okay, and no one should be that happy at work. Okay, if you're that happy at work, you've either got a recent brain injury or someone's about to get ripped off. Just all day. Oh, hello, konnichiwa, come in. It's like, oh, all right, I'll come in. What's going on here? Oh, $42 for 2 bits of sushi. You fucking got me, didn't you? Konnichiwa. You know, oh, okay, what's going on? Oh, a $39 Jurassic Park tote bag. You fucking got me again, didn't you? Konnichiwa. Oh, what is it this time? Oh, it's a 68-minute lineup for a 90-second roller coaster ride. You fucking got me again, didn't you? The theme park lineup. We've all been on the theme park rides. It's the biggest scam in the world, isn't it? Because they're like, you look at the sign out the front, it says this line will be 45 minutes. It's like, oh, all right, 45 minutes, we can do that. And you get to the back of the line, and suddenly you just go, hang on a second, this is the back of the line, but the ride's just over there. There's no way this is going to be 45 minutes. We'll be on that thing in 10 minutes. And then you go around a corner and there's like 1,000 people lined up here. And it's just like, but your natural optimism kicks in. And you think, no, we'll be right, we'll get around there. And look, it's a 5-minute show, isn't it? Get in the light. Hang on. All right, here we go. Right. We'll be right. We'll get around there. And then you go around another corner and there's 15,000 fucking idiots there. It's like, oh, God. It's like a perfect metaphor for life, the theme park ride, isn't it? Because it's like you start out really optimistic and then it's just disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. And when something fun finally happens, you get to the end of it and just go, don't know if it was worth it. Realise I'm probably getting too old for theme park rides, because, like, I'm on this roller coaster and everyone around me is just enjoying themselves. They've got their hands in the air like, woo, 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 and I'm just white-knuckled, holding onto the harness, just going, this is how it ends. We're going to spiral off the end there. We're going to come loose from the tracks. We're going to be up in the air like a shitty North Korean cruise missile. We're going to be up there for just long enough that I'm going to realise what's happening. My life's going to flash before my eyes. So not only will I be dead, I'll be slightly disappointed. Just before this thing ploughs into the side of the Hollywood diner, the last thought that goes through my head is going to be, why would you fart during a blowjob?
Make lots of noise. Come on, guys. Give it up for Shash Kapur.
How you going? Like, I don't know if you can tell me, but I'm going through this weird phase right now, guys. Like, I've shaved my head, bought a motorbike, applying for a jet ski loan, you know, becoming a fucking Aussie reasons, you know, yeah. And then, like, I'm going through these phases and people have different words for it. It's like, fucking Shash, he's becoming all jacked. You know, Shash is tough as a brickie. Like, so many slangs for the same thing. Back home, if you're going through this phase, people just be like, oh, he's a gangster. Pretty heavy duty, hey? You know, like, that's like our slang. And I do miss home, man. Like, any other immigrants in the house? Yeah, whereabouts you from? Oh, welcome, brother. No wall jumping here. Fucking good airport, you know? Yeah. No, man, but do you miss home, bro? Do you miss home? Yeah, like, I miss home, and what I've started doing is I'm seeing a therapist. And it's such a good feeling, man, seeing the therapist. But then often I ask my therapist questions. I'm like, what do I do in this situation? And my therapist says that, Shash, ask yourself, what would a stupid person do? And I'm like, I'm paying you $200 for this session to find out the answer lies within. I'm pretty stupid, to be honest, you know? And then my therapist told me that, Shash, I think you're just missing home. So I was like, okay, fair enough. She's like, talk to your dad. So I spoke with my dad. I'm like, Dad, and the hardest thing for an Indian parent to understand is that therapy is helpful. Like, I had to come out to my parents that, Dad, I'm going therapy. And he's like, oh my God, what have I done? I did not raise you like this, you know? So it's such a weird conversation to have with my dad. And then my dad is like, son, your life is perfect. Why do you need therapy? And it's such a weird situation when the problem is asking you what the problem is. Okay, a lot of people felt guilty over there, fair enough, yeah. But now, I did get my dad over here, and like the best thing about my dad being here is I get to talk in Hindi. Like, what's your main mother tongue, brother? What's your mother tongue? English? Fucking sure, fair enough, okay. Like for me, it's Hindi, and my dad is here, so now we're talking in Hindi all the time. And recently we were in Coles, and a guy heard us talking in Hindi, and he said that if you want to come to our country and not speak our language, go back to where you came from. Now that's a very bad thing to say, but then my dad suddenly tells me, son, don't worry, I got this. And I was like, let's see what this gangster wants to say, right? And then my dad confronts this man by saying that, gentlemen, you tell me, what is the ocean next to Western Australia called? People not laughing, Indian Ocean, holy shit. When the guy was so embarrassed, he just left. And then there was another Indian gentleman just doing the stock fill up at Coles. He stands up, looks at my dad, and he says, heavy duty. You know, like, fucking such a long setup for one punchline, holy shit.
Make her feel super welcome. Give it up for Chloe Back.
Thank fuck, I'm so glad you're not evil. That's good, that's good. Hi there, that's right, my name's Chloe. Probably right off the bat, you probably noticed there is something a little bit different about me. And if you are thinking it, yes, you are 100% correct. That's right. I don't wear a watch. No, that's right. I'm transgender. That's right. I'm trans. I'm from Transylvania, and well, it's actually I grew up in Adelaide. Sorry, I grew up in Adelaide. It's where it's pronounced. Sorry, what's that? I'm not catching any of that. I don't speak 5 o'clock. Anyway, but That's all right. But yes, I am from Adelaide, where it's pronounced trans. Yeah, so, it's pretty cool. It's been obviously an interesting journey for me, although I fucking hate that word journey. I'm not on MasterChef, but coming out to my friends and family was pretty weird. There's obviously that adjustment period where I was like, yes, my name's Chloe. That's why my pronouns are she, her. And my friends would get upset with themselves if they got it wrong. And I would have to say the same thing to all my friends. I'd say the same thing when they got it wrong. I'd say, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody gets 10 goes. The guy at my corner shop, he's on -3 goes. So when I came out to him, well, sorry, I didn't actually come out to him. We're not close, but I was buying groceries, and he was like, "Would that be all, sir?" And I was like, "Oh, it's ma'am, actually." And he said, "Yeah, shit, sorry, bro, sorry, dude, shit." So he's got some catching up to do, obviously. That's right. So what else do you need to know about me? I'm a Libran. Thank you. ADHD, moon, autism rising. Although I'm not too sure about that last bit. I did my chart myself, but and I'm bisexual as well. I'm bisexual, but I'm also, thank you, take a number. But I'm bisexual, but I'm also Australian. And in Australia, we don't call it being bisexual. We call it gay, but nah. And I love being gay, but nah. Best of all worlds, really. I'm dating. I'm on all the apps. I'm on Tinder. And I get it, ladies and gentlemen of the audience here, I get it. I too have received my own fair share of dick pics as well. Some people not that keen when you send one back, but I thought you said you liked me. I thought you said you're into surprises. Bit of a weird one there. That's all right. What else has been happening? I got heckled recently. That's really weird. I like to think since I've come out, I've developed a bit of diversity armour. I don't really heckle very much. I came out on stage at the show in Sydney, and before I even got to the microphone, this bright spark in the audience, he yells out to me. He goes, "Show us your tits." I know, classic. I kind of got to the microphone and I just said, "Oh, sorry, sir, I'm not going to show you my tits, but I would like to show you some gratitude. They are partly sponsored by Medicare, so thank you. Yeah, your tax dollars at work, buddy. Not that there's 3 of them, but But he was one of those hecklers too that really kind of mistakes a comedy show for a bit of a conversation. Like he really kind of kept wanting to talk at me, and I was trying to keep him in the loop, trying to keep him at bay, but trying to remind him he's not helping. So I was like, "Oh, are you flirting with me? Are we going to make out?" He really didn't like that. He just kept chatting at me, and I kind of said, "Look, I really had to put him in place." I said, "I'm sorry, buddy. I think it's really great that you're here, but on behalf of me and the audience, I think we'd all really appreciate it if you stopped being a cunt." While I'm saving up for mine. So, no heckling after that. No heckling. That was pretty good. It's all right. But I've had to give up a lot of things since transitioning. I've had to give up a lot of things. Obviously, I have a deep voice. I should probably point out that there's no hard, fast rule that says I need to have a high-pitched voice or anything like that. But I did look into voice training. I really did. I looked into voice training. And it turns out, like, the only way to make my voice sound even vaguely feminine is if I put on an American accent, which is really weird, because coming out as a woman was hard enough, but coming out as an arrogant asshole is a bit of a stretch. Sorry, no offense, sorry. No offense to any arrogant assholes in the room. That's all right.
Keep going, keep the energy up for Matt Stewart.
Hey, let me ask you something. Can you tell just by looking at me that I'm a man who is full of regret? Yeah, I thought so. Because I'm up to my bloody eyeballs in the stuff, to be honest. That is my life. So I've been talking to someone, and they said the best way to get over your regrets is to list them all down, fly to Perth, and tell a room full of strangers about it. So you're all here to help me heal tonight, as I read to you my list of regrets. Classic comedy stuff, all right? Thanks so much. I never got to say goodbye to my granddad before he died. I was meant to see him that day, and I woke up with my brother banging on the door saying, "Oi, Matt, Grandad's dead." And I regret that. I drove here tonight, and on the way I hit traffic. The lane I was in was going really slowly, and the lane next to me was going quite a lot faster. So I switched lanes. But then the lane I moved into slowed right down. And the lane I just come from sped up considerably. So I switched back. Once again, the lane I moved to slowed down. And then when I just come from, started zooming off again. And it cost me quite a few minutes in travel time. And I regret that. I regret that I never got to say goodbye to my nana before she went away on holidays, where she died. I regret that I never learned how to read or write. At least I think that's what that says. I'm a Saints supporter, so there's a regret there. And there's been a lot of heartache. You know, I was at the 97 grand final where we lost at the Crows. I was at the 09 one, lost to the Cats. And I said, after that game, leaving the MCG, I said, if we're ever making the grand final again, I'm going to have to take out emotional insurance on the result. And I did that. And I didn't have to wait long. We made it the very next year. I took out emotional insurance. That's what I did. I put a $1,000 bet, the biggest bet I'd ever made, and I put it on the opposition, which I would never normally do. This is how I saw it playing out. If the Saints won, I'd win. I'd be happy. If the Saints won, I'd be happy. If Collingwood won, I'd win a lot of money, which is like a form of happiness. Right? The only way I could see my plan coming unstuck is if it was a draw. And some of you may be aware that yes, it was a draw that day, and I somehow figured out a way of being a loser twice in the one game, which I regret. I regret that I only recently found out that D is Gen Y slang for dick. I've been going around on sunny days saying things like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind getting some D into me," thinking it was like a cheeky way of saying vitamin D. But as it turns out, I was wrong, and I found that out the hard way. When I was younger, I was playing with toys at my Uncle John's place. I was about 4 years old, right? I was having a good time. All of a sudden, Dad came over and said, "All right, Matt, it's time to go pack up the toys." I said, "I don't want to go, Dad." Pretty cheeky kid. He said, "Come on, mate, please pack up the toys. We really got to get going." I said, "I'm not packing up the toys." He said, "Come on, mate, please pack up the toys. It'll only take a few secs, right?" And I saw a little opportunity to get him here, right? The sass. I said, "Oh, a few secs? What, like you and Mum do every night?" Right? And he looked at me in a way he'd never really looked at me before that day. And then his eyes lifted from mine, and he looked across the room at my Uncle John, his brother. And my Uncle John looked back at Dad, and Dad gave John a little nod like this. And John nodded back at Dad. And Dad gave John a little wink close. And Uncle John winked back at Dad. Anyway, I regret that. Finally, I regret not living my life the way I always wanted to, which is without regret.
We have made it to the last act. Kel Balnaves!
Hello. G'day. This is lovely to be here, folks. This is very fancy. I love doing gigs here. I've been doing gigs up north. So, yeah, done Port Edland. So this one could have been in a wheelie bin. It still would have been fancy. Compared up there. Gee, I did that one. Then I went to Gero, did Geraldton as well. Never been to Gero, so I thought I had to look round, and that didn't take very long. So I thought, oh, I'm here, I'll try the meth. So, tried that. Well, you go to Margaret River, you try the wine, don't you? I'll have a go on a glass barbie. So, I did that. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've been travelling around. I'm on the road a bit. Be careful on the road, folks. I've just found out the police can pull you over and fine you for eating. It's another thing they can get you for. They can. Police can pull you over and fine you for eating. I found out the hard way. I was laying into a bit of dirty McDonald's. I'd knocked the chips off. I'm having a crack at the burger. Next minute, the flashing lights are going off, the siren. The cop went absolutely ape shit at me. I nearly fell off my fucking motorbike. I got fined. I should have got a medal. You know how hard it is to get a burger through your helmet visor? I was on meth too. Didn't know where my mouth was. Kept moving. Fuck's that gone? No, it's, I'll tell you, a lot of touring around. It's very nice to be touring around just with a bit of normality now. It's refreshing to just have normal gigs back. I still do a few gigs on cruise ships, and on there they're still making you do the rat tests when you get on. Yeah, you still got to do those, and they freak me out. The first time I did one, I had no idea what I was doing. It freaked me out because when you had the professional there, when there was someone there. And they were responsible. So when they shoved that swab up your nose and it touched the back of your eye, you sat there and you thought, if you break my head, you're going to have to fix it. And then you do it yourself and you're like, oh, I'm going to void the warranty on my face. Oh. Because you don't want to be the one bloke getting around like that. Because you buggered your rat test up. Your mates, what happened to you? Oh, I didn't do the rat test properly. I put the swab in that got tight, then real loose. I didn't read the instructions either, that was one problem. I didn't read the instructions because I'm a man and I don't need them. Don't tell me what to do, I'll work it out. I just dumped everything on the table. I went, righto, there's a test strip, so I licked that. And then I got the drops and I put them in my eye. And a line come up across my eye. And 15 minutes later, another line come up. Oh shit, I'm up the duff of my eye. I can't possibly support a third eye. Not on my income. There's a single clap for someone that's done that. People, it's nice to have normality back. I can remember people were taking out their super just to get through those few years. You could withdraw your super, and these financial experts said, don't take your super out because by the time you're retired, you'll be fucked. To which I said, well, we're fucked now. That's happened now. We're fucked now. Because super is money that you put aside for when you're fucked. Which is now. It's got nothing to do with your age, it should just be how fucked you are. You should be able to go to Centrelink and tell them, just line up and say, I'm fucked. Like, yep, you are, take it. Take it out, go and get a Land Cruiser and a caravan and fuck off to Broome. And I tried not to take mine out. I thought, no, I won't take it out. Leave it there, do the right thing. I was forced to in the end. I had to take it out. Because I went to the bakery for lunch one day and I left my wallet at home. I thought, I'm not going back for it, I'll just take my super out. Nearly covered it too, so anyway. My name's Kel. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. See you later.